100 Days in Minecraft in Pixelmon. Pokelands has teamed up with my community, and we're going to hold a Pokemon tournament. I'm going to spend the next 100 days building up my team and showing you everything you need to know about this amazing Pixelmon server, Pokelands. By the end of these 100 days, I hope to have a team that can take down Pokeland's custom-made island and beat all 8 gym leaders. Best of all my viewers will get a chance to enter into the Pokemon tournament, where you can battle to win a ton of amazing prizes, including, yes, the grand cash prize. All of this is possible thanks to the amazing people at Pokelands who are sponsoring this video. And if you want to thank them and support me, all you have to do is come play Pokemon in Minecraft for free and try to win all these great prizes. Sounds pretty great, right? I know, I'm the best. Thank me later. In the description, we have links that show you everything you need to know to get into Pokelands. Make sure to come and join me, and let's check out everything Pokelands has to offer, and I'll show you the best ways to play Pokelands with all the exploits and all the tricks to get the best Pokemon team fast. So, on our first day on the server, we start in an amazing lobby, which is just a hint of how much care goes into this server. This area is barely even used, and it still looks so clean. And it's true, this server is top-notch, which is good, because when you play Pixelmon, you really need to find a good server to be playing it at its best. Seriously, this area alone could have its own video, but let's be real, we came here to see some Pokemon, so let's jump into our realm. I'm playing with my crew on Tundra, so if you join us, make sure you go to Tundra. And don't be one of those forest boys. Come on, you're better than that. Speaking of Pokemon, it's time to ask you all the hardest question any Pokemon trainer ever has to ask themselves. What's the starter? Legit, I could stay up all night trying to get this right. Now, as a boomer myself, I always want to go for my first true love, Squirtle. But I know Mudkip is definitely the best answer. But Pokelands has some great custom Pokemon, and these are some of the most popular Pokemon aside from the starters. And I'm going to the next level of nostalgia, and I'm getting Ash Ketchum's Pikachu. I'm at spawn, and the first thing I do is I get to know my brand new little Sparkrat. The memories come flooding back. But I know you guys don't want to just hang out with me, Pikachu. You want to know how you can get your Pokemon ready for the tournament. So let's get straight to it. Okay, so the first thing in spawn, the NPC to your right is a Quest Dex NPC. He rewards you for working on your Pokedex, just catching Pokemon. And on the left, we have this Talonflame, and he will let us randomly teleport to any Minecraft biome we like. Let's go check out some other bonuses on Pokelands, starting with /jobs. This lets you level up a career and gives you rewards for just playing Minecraft the way you like it best. So I do take a look at all the jobs, but I mean, come on now, you guys know me. I'm obviously gonna go pick Farmer here. Next, /race is a great way for new players to start and work towards getting their legendary Pokemon. And I'll show you guys how to do a race, I mean, when I win one. Then Pokelands also has a player-run economy. This is really useful, and you can access it from this NPC or realistically just by typing /GTS. Almost all of the things that these NPCs can do can also be done through /commands. It's really intuitive and it's super easy to learn, guys. Also, we have Polka Jobs. This is really cool with Pokelands. You can send your Pokemon on AFK missions to get some great loot like rare candy or even Master Balls. Then we have all of our reward crates. This is how you get some really quick, good Pokemon and legendaries. Some of these you can pay for, but there's tons of good ones here we're going to use that are totally free. Like, for example, you will win shard keys from those /races, and just by completing your Pokedex by catching Pokemon. That's probably the best way to get legendaries. And you can even start to get some keys just by doing /vote. When you first get on the server, you have to make sure to vote. This is super helpful. It's the best way to get some really good tools to jumpstart you and get past the initial grind. You can just type /vote. Now you do need to go on a separate website, which is voting.pokelands. But let's be honest, guys, this is probably the cleanest website in your search history. And voting can get you amazing things, shiny Pokemon, legendaries, even Mewtwo. Or, if you're me and you have terrible RNG, it just gets you some Pokeballs. So, yup, gotta love being me. Voting and winning races They all help you get shards, which you turn in here at /shards, this little Christmas elf, and it will get you your legendaries. But that's pretty far away from me, and looking at him just reminds me that I didn't get any shards. So let's get out of here. Another cool feature of Pokelands is your daycare. This is actually really cool. Everyone gets their own private daycare, where you can put your backup team and get AFK XP. Also, your Pokemon in your daycare can breed for eggs. Yes, Pixelmon has breeding and eggs. You can buy upgrades for your daycare to increase the breeding rate, and even help you get more shinies. Your boy Captain is broke, so we're not going to do that just yet. Also, you can get rewards for doing just vanilla stuff, like playtime. For example, if you play the server for 1 minute, you get 5 rare candy, so that's pretty nice. You can also get crate keys from exploring more biomes, just walking around the Nether and the End. So make sure to check out all of your /playtime and /jobs. You can get some really fast rewards. I'd hang out here and tell you more about it, but I really want to get going and get some Pokemon. Oh, and one last thing before we go on our hunt. This place is the Battle Tower, and it's definitely a quick little exploit and the best way to level up your Pokemon here in Pokelands. But I'll show you all about that a little bit later. Don't just try to grind out in the wilds and get your Pokemons to level 100. In Pokelands, there's so much more stuff to help you. I'll show you all of that. Oh, and then this is the staff lounge. You can go here and see who you should be friends with, so that they'll give you tons of free stuff, but otherwise I wouldn't go here. It kind of stinks. Finally, this is the shop, and it looks really, really cool. The Pokelands staff definitely put a ton of work into this thing, but you can also access it through your Pokelands menu, so you never really need to come and visit this. But you should! They work so hard on it. So finally, after 3 full days hanging out in Spawn and checking everything out, it's time. I head to the Talonflame, but you could also just type /BRTP, and then it will take you out to the wild. In Pokelands, you can actually choose the biome that you want to randomly teleport to. I'm the captain, so I head to the beach. Now I'm stranded at sea. Why would I think that's a good idea? So in Pixelmon, in the wilds, there is no starter area or like a low-level Pokemon, so you need to be really careful with what you fight. Luckily, I find a Magikarp, and it looks like the perfect snack for my Pikachu. Splash, sure, it's formidable, very scary, I must admit, but I think I can handle this little guy. I get a Keystone, which in Pokelands, you get right away, which is super nice. I put on a little bit of the Captain's merch. Ooh, looking fresh. Also, I did want to just show you guys how the spawn looked with no shaders on. You know me though. I'm going to go ahead and turn my shaders on right now. I get myself a torch, and by that night, I do finally find a Shelder. I decide to fight it, and even though it's level 9, which is almost double our level, we have the type advantage. So this should be an easy fight. In fact, I decide I think I'm actually going to be able to try to catch this and make this our first caught Pokemon. And boom, we catch ourselves a Shelder. Now we have a water type. But I'm already starting to realize we should probably get ourselves familiar with the Poke Center. No problem. Pokelands has us covered there too. You can use the Pokelands menu, which is this little item, and it will warp you right back to Spawn's Poke Center. We get free heals, and we're right back into the wild. And yes, I do have YouTube rank, and I could do something like /heal or /fly, but I'm not going to use any of my privileges, not just yet. I'm going to play the game exactly like one of my viewers would be on day 1, playing for free. We claim another Poke victim, we take out this poor little Wooloo. By fainting Pokemon, you can get their loot, so you do this instead of killing mobs like you would in vanilla. I then find this Ponyta. Now I've always loved this Pokemon ever since I saw it back in the old cartoon. I see that this is a level 14, but with my Shelder and my type advantage, I should be able to take this too. I'll admit, it was a close fight, but soon I get my first fire type, and a higher level at that too. This is a good start. I've been able to use type advantages to get some pokes that are a lot stronger than the ones I've already caught, and I'm quickly starting to snowball. I see a Psyduck too that night, and I know this could mean some quick psychic moves. So Pikachu helps me out here, and we grab this little guy as well. And let's be honest, more importantly than being a psychic Pokemon, Psyduck is just the best meme. He's the ultimate fail Pokemon, and I love her for it. Speaking of memes, at night, I see this small shack and a monument here to the upside down T. Ah, truly, a Giga Chad lives in this house. And on day 5, I quickly find out that Pokelands does not censor its chat. Ouch. And I also find this little house. It's a small cottage on a river, and I'm really liking this. I think I might do something similar. But I also want to find a place that's close to the shore, so I decide it's time to TP to an ocean biome, where I can, oh no, why would I do that? Now I'm, wow, actually at the world border, far out in the ocean. I basically put myself in the worst spot on the entire server. I don't know why I thought that was good. I actually managed to find a jungle biome, which is pretty cool. But then I realized how hard it is to move through the jungle, and I'm not really having very much fun trying to cut my way through this dense mess. Although it isn't all bad, I get a skill upgrade here, and I get some random goodies. 500 bucks, not so bad, I'll take it. But eventually I give up on trying to find some cool jungle river place. So I TP to an actual river biome. And I get lucky. I find a river that's next to a dark oak biome, and I'm pretty happy about it. Also guys, don't mind all the text on the screen. The server has multiple things going on. There's like 2 boss battles, and we'll get to those, don't worry. For right now, I'm more focused on this river / plains / dark oak forest, as it's a great spot for my community. And as the sun rises, this is the perfect place to make my home. Now if you guys are like me, you probably don't play Pixelmon to build, and that's okay. Pokelands has you covered here too. Everyone spawns in with this starter house. This way you can get a starter house and it won't interrupt your Pokemon adventure. Mine is right on this little sandbar in the river, and I like this. It's making me super happy. Also, the Ender Chest and Poke Healer make me feel pretty happy too. Every starter house gets these things automatically. It's actually really intuitive and smart of the Pokelands server admins to add this. You can get a house with a ton of good perks. It lets you keep your focus on what kind of Pokemon you're going to get. It's the best of both worlds if you ask me. I decided to go to sleep, but I mean we're on a server, so this really doesn't do anything. So instead of sleeping, we spend the night cutting down some dark oak and getting some building supplies. After all, Pixelmon has no hostile mobs in the night, so this is totally safe and it's fine. I start to set up a small little dock right outside of my starter. I also put some dirt around the sides so that I don't have to swim every time I go out my front door. Day 8, and I see that right out front of our base, there's actually this little ravine. I head down here and start to do a little bit of mining. And of course, Pokelands rewards you for doing this too. Even though miner isn't my career. Oh, but speaking of career, it does seem like a good time to get started farming. I have this small distraction when a Poliwag pops in front of me. I love this little guy. I've always had a soft spot in my heart for Poliwag, and if you evolve him, you get a decent fighting type Pokemon too. So Pikachu comes in clutch once again. Even though this guy is level 18, it's still a really easy catch. I'm looking at all of my Pokemon, and I just realized I've collected only Gen 1 Pokemon. Man, I really am a boomer gamer. Back to the farm. Whenever I play with my viewers on Twitch, I always start by making a farm. This way, players aren't starving on day 1, and they're not tempted to steal food or kill livestock. I think you guys know how public servers go. Oh hey, check this out. Speaking of Gen 1 stuff, Pokelands has that old school Who's That Pokemon game from the old cartoon. You can click on this in chat and play it for rewards. Can you tell which this one is? Because I sure couldn't. Also, really important guys, if you decide that you do want to come and join me on Pokelands, you can join in my community and share in everything that I'm building. Or, if you don't trust me, and you shouldn't, then you can make your own claim really close to mine and build in the wilds, if you hurry and find a spot. Pokelands has easy free claims for starters too, which means people can't break your house or steal any of your stuff. But if you do trust me and the rest of the crew, you can come here and use all of this stuff, like these apricorns, which you use to make Pokeballs. Different color combos make different color Pokeballs. So far, so good, but we're still going to need a lot of work on this farm. It starts to rain outside. As a Californian, I'm allergic to the rain. I get PTSD just thinking of the traffic out on the 405, and I just hide away in my house all night long. I'm kidding. What I was really doing there was I was talking to one of the server admins. They decided they wanted to gift me a Mudkip. I know, you're jealous. It's okay. You should be. I'm adding a personal player warp. This is really cool. If you want to warp to my town, you can use your menu item, go to player warps over here on the right, then pick the second ender chest that says TheCaptainsTV Town. I head back to spawn really quick to meet some of my viewers, as well as doing my daily voting. I got dust balls again, and I almost consider logging off, but then I got some legendary shards, so at least there's that. If you get enough legendary shards of any one particular Pokemon, you can summon that legendary and catch them. I also get pretty lucky, and I get this full, perfect IV Wooper. That's probably one of the best things I've gotten so far. And if you guys do come and join my little town, I'll give this little guy away for free on Twitch. You get a little bit of internet clout and a Wooper. Those are like the two best things on the internet. Then I get a quick warp back to my town. I know that pretty soon my viewers are going to be coming in, so I need to get this town ready. I can't just be hanging out in a starter home. What am I, a Bedrock Billy? Okay, now that I think about it, I probably have most of my playing hours on Bedrock, so at least I can look like I'm a Java Chad. Speaking of building up my town, I kind of feel like it's my responsibility to fight all these trainers when they show up here. So I start off bringing out my little Poliwag, and this should crush this little Monchop. Oh, okay. My best Pokemon just got one shot. Okay, well, I mean, I do have a Psychic, so, poor little Psyduck. Okay, well, I don't think I'm really ready for Pokemon battles just yet. After that shameful loss, I decide to throw myself into the lava. Then I see some iron, and I decide that maybe life is worth living after all, even if only barely. On day 12, I decide to go back into the mine, and on the way there, I find this Electrike. I decide to fight him because I really need a win right now. And I decide to make sure that my Pikachu proves who the superior electric rodent is. I get him down to 3%, grab one of my Pokeballs, and I get my second electric type into my PC. While down in the mine, I also get another boost in my mood when I see that I've unlocked a couple of playtime rewards, and I get a ton of rare candy, which I am going to be saving up for this really big strat I'll show you guys later. I also see that if I play for 6 hours, I get 69 Poke tokens. Nice. Okay, I still have some things to live for. Not time to swim in the lava just yet. I head to my daycare, because now that I have more than 6 Pokemon, I should probably be putting some of them in here. On Pokelands, when you put your Pokemon in your daycare, you can actually see them playing out here. It's pretty cute. Oh, and I got this little Pulsey, such a cutie. Sorry, okay, what was I talking about? I also do quickly grab my Mudkip out of the PC, which is back at spawn. And I put that into the daycare. My intention here was I was hoping I could breed Mudkips. On day 14, we head back home, and I start to do some work with my apricorn farm. And all I can do all day is think about how my brain really wants to say apricots or acorns, and I can't, because if I say that on a YouTube video, the comment section will go crazy. Meanwhile, we start a fight with this level 30 Ponyta, which is the toughest fight I've had so far. Luckily, this Poliwag is really starting to get strong and takes her down. By doing this, we get 25 Aggron shards. And since Aggron is only 200 shards, this is a great find. Higher level Pokemon fights give you better loot. Day 15, and I'm feeling much better after that last fight. And so I see this trainer with a, level 21 Arcanine? Really? Okay, and I just got one shot again. That's not good. I keep fighting as much as I can, but this is already looking pretty bad. So I quickly learn that my pokes are way too weak, and it's time to go back to what I'm good at, which is just playing Minecraft. I grab some more wood, and I get a lumberjack rank, which of course comes with a free flannel. I then use the wood to make this bridge in my town over the little ravine. Building with a ravine in your town means a lot of broken ankles from your viewers, so I need to make sure that this bridge helps us out, even if it's just a little bit. Day 16, and we make this nice little bridge. But I need to start working on the walkways all around town. I want to connect everyone's house with pathways and lanterns. But Pixelmon doesn't actually have vanilla Minecraft lanterns. It has a different type of lantern, which requires a little bit of glass. I get another reward for crafting my dark oak fences, and I'm making some good money just doing what I normally do in Minecraft. I start to set up some simple streetlights in our little fishing town. I mean, technically it's not even really a town, it's just me by myself right now. So since I don't have anyone to give these apricorns to, I'll try to sell them. It turns out, in Pokelands, you can make some money selling apricorns. You get 2 coins each apricorn, but like, I have no idea if that's a lot. I mean, I'm getting $500 just for cutting down trees, so I don't know. Then on day 17, I find this Vivillon and I start to battle him. And it's a tough fight, and my little Pikachu, she's tougher than she looks, but she's still gonna need some help from Ponyta. We use Ember, and we get another Pokemon on our team. We get a bunch of levels for our pokes too, and Pikachu gets Electro Ball. Then poor little Psyduck gets Water Pulse, so, you know, she can feel important too. Even though she's just a joke of a Pokemon, we all know it. But I need to hurry. I know my viewers, they're going to be coming soon, and I can't properly call myself a captain if I don't have a boat, so I'm going to be making a boat, but this one's a little bit different. Most of the time on YouTube, I see people making these boats that are like massive sailing boats, and those are really cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to make a small river steamboat just for me. I'm using some trapdoors here to decorate and broaden the bow and the stern of the ship. Then I use some logs to make the sides of the hull right above the water. Then we get some oak fences, and I start to make the canopy over us to keep us dry. Day 18, and I'm using some stairs to make the roof on each side. I'm still trying to keep this pretty simple. I know you guys want to see Pokemon. I'm going for a very small, very simple build because I know that my viewers are much, much better building than me, and they're going to outdo me no matter what. Oh, and also, I don't want to spend too much time working on this because this is Pixelmon after all. We want to see some Pokemon. I add some trapdoors to the side, and finally put a dark oak log down the center to give the roof a bit more color and dimension. The furnaces are, you know, well, they're furnaces. Everybody needs furnaces. But also, they're going to be the coal engine to the steamboat. So we add this small chimney, and then we add this stone block on the roof. Stone for right now. Eventually I'll get netherrack and I'll fix that up. We then add a bed, even if it's for show. No sleep for us gamers. Some storage right around the bed, and then we do end up adding a small mast with some sails. We put some minor details here and there, like these signs, which makes the bed look a little more cozy. And then we put some trapdoor covering over it, and gotta say, I'm really liking this. Sure, it's not too much, but it's a perfect solo starter boat. We also had somebody join our town, and for now they just set down the starter house, but I'm gonna make sure to make some walkways to incorporate it into the town. Then I take a step back, and I take it all in. I don't want to go too crazy, because I want to build with my viewers when they get here. For now, it's a simple home, and I'm happy. I can't really do too much else tonight. The server is going to be restarting soon, so I'm just hopping into bed, and I'm going to call this a day. Day 19, and I'm stealing the send table. I'm going to bring it on board. Then, we get a little bit of clay, and we make it into a pot, and we place that on top of the end table. I made a pot. Might even make a pot joke. See? I'm getting better. Okay, it's finally time to get back to the Pokemon. I find this Chikorita, and I really, really want to catch this. This Gen 2 starter is so cool. He crushes poor little Pikachu, but Ponyta should be perfect for this. I managed to use Ember and get her super low. And I use a Pokeball, but yeah, he gets free. I even started to use my Ultra Balls, which I thought would be overkill for this, but nope. After he broke free again, he heals, and I gotta admit, I get a little bit frustrated here, and yeah, no Chikorita for me. I take my anger out a bit, and I start to go grind some coal, and I start mining. My luck with Pokemon hasn't been great so far, but that might just start to turn around right here, as when I get down to the bottom of the mine, I see a ghost. And unlike all of my TikTok feed, this isn't a really obviously fake ghost, it's a Ghastly. Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar are some of my favorite emo Pokemon. Aside from Jinx, of course, need I explain why? But for now, I am more than happy grabbing this newest addition to our team. Then I see a who's that Pokemon that I actually know. It's Ladybug. Why isn't this working? It's Ladybug. Wait, come on. Why am I typing so bad? Why am I so nervous right now? Come on, Ladybug. Oh, come on, Ladybug has an E in it? Get out. Boo. Okay, well, at least I found my first diamonds. Man, this is such a roller coaster. A good thing happens, then a bad thing happens, back and forth. By that logic, though, something bad should probably happen right about now. But, I mean, I get a ton of money here for mining, and then I get a little bit more money for just jumping. So, still seems pretty good. I then decide to check out Pokelands Community Nether Spawn. You can use your Pokelands menu to just warp to the Nether and the end in Pokelands. It's pretty cool. But I'm just here to grab some quick netherrack. Put that on top of my boat, and boom, the finishing touch to Captain's little steamboat. I'm loving this server. So much fun stuff to do, and yet so easygoing. Okay, next, I'll show you guys how to make some Pokeballs, which is really going to be helpful. First, you need to make an iron or aluminum disc, as well as using some cooked apricorns to make ball lids, which you will work to the right components on an anvil, but not a vanilla anvil. Pixelmon has its own anvil, and it's nice, it's actually a lot cheaper, no iron blocks. Since I already spawned in with a set of great balls, I decide I'm going to make some Ultra Balls. Come on, you knew I couldn't get away without making some kind of ball joke here. That's like my job as a YouTuber. Now, we just place the lid on the anvil, and you hold down your hammer until we get our lid. Then, we do some of the same with the iron discs, and we get the base. We just need to add a vanilla button, and boom! We can use iron and apricorns to make Ultra Balls. Super, super useful. I then head to the daycare, because I honestly don't think I'm gonna need this little Psyduck. She was cute, very lovable. I'm thinking that leveling my Ghastly will be much more type-proof and stronger with Ghost and Psychic moves. But for now, let's go and do our first slash race. This race is to dig 100 blocks of sand. See, these races are easy. You can do these kind of things on day 1, and they're going to help you get your quick legendary Pokemon. I TP to a beach, and, well, you guys know how to dig sand, so I'm not breaking the internet with this one. Sure enough, I do manage to win this, and I get a shard key. I head back to spawn and back to those crates to see what kind of shards I can get. By the way, guys, let me know in the comments, what's your favorite legendary Pokemon? I think I'd have to go with Mewtwo. But honestly, I know I'm going to love whatever I get. Day 23, and I'm going to try out a Polka Job, since I do have a couple of extra Pokemon now. I make my selection, and I didn't realize I would lose them, so I accidentally sent out some of the Pokemon I wanted to train, including our Ghastly, but that's okay. After all, I can just take my anger out on this Mareep and get a little bit of wool. I need 3 banners in order to make these sales, but it's going to be worth a bit of a grind. Beauty is always worth a little bit of blood. Oh my god, what a horrible moral of a story. What did I just say? Don't be obsessed with beauty. I mean, look at me. I'm the ugliest boy around. Couldn't be happier. Okay, so now I'm going to try to spend some time out in the wilds and train up my pokes just a little bit. I'm still trying to find a solid team, and I'm not sure who I want to use all my rare candy on just yet. I head home, heal up, and then I see this Milk Tank. I always remember Milk Tank from when I was fighting Whitney back in the Game Boy games. I always thought of her as being so annoying. So I decide I'm going to catch her. Are you guys seeing the pattern here? I mean, I'm literally just playing off a nostalgia factor. I only catch Pokemon because of the cartoons or because of the old Game Boy games. But I'm not alone in my nerdiness, as I found a friend. Phil invited me to go and check out his place, and he didn't even know I was a YouTuber. The people on Pokelands are just that cool. Players on this server will make teams with new players all the time. They give you a ton of great Pokemon and cool stuff, just cuz. Then, I see that Phil named his Lopunny E-Girl, and I knew I was going to be playing on this server for a long time. By the way, I did a Google search for this Pokemon, and yeah, do not do that. Ew, do not. I checked out all of Phil's builds, and yeah, I have to admit I'm pretty impressed, to say the least. This server has a super active community, and I'm glad I'm going to have my viewers be part of it. Seriously, do not search Lopunny. I can't stress that enough. Phil gave me a shiny Abra, which was pretty dope, and I just took it easy for the rest of the day and did a little fishing through the night. Day 26, now it's time to get into some more advanced Pokemon training tips. Leveling up your Pokemon will obviously make them more powerful, but if you want to get even better stats on your Pokes to be able to win tournaments, you're going to need to train your EVs. Pokelands has a great place to do this too. And if you warp EVS, you can train against level 1 Pokes and quickly and easily train your Pokemon stats beyond their max level. So I spent a day doing this. With my Pokes a little bit tougher, I knew that I was going to need to start grinding. I wanted to visit the Pokelands Gym Island to see just how tough the gym leaders were going to be. In my opinion, this is one of the best parts of Pokelands. These gyms are super challenging and make me feel like I'm back in the old Game Boy games. And if that wasn't enough, I actually have one of the admins send me a Zapdos. Really, just like that. And I'll admit, I was pretty excited to have that happen. But I don't want to use this bad boy just yet. I want to play fair. I don't want to use my YouTube privilege, and I want to play exactly like you guys would. So I'm not going to use the Zapdos and plow through all the gyms. I'm going to play this just like everybody else would. And this is the first gym, the Fire Gym. And all of your Pokemon will automatically be level corrected to level 30. This way, if you have stronger Pokemon, you don't need to go back and catch level 30 Pokemon. In some Pixelmon servers, you're forced to do this, and it's really annoying. This system here on Pokelands is much smarter. But I honestly don't even have to worry about that yet. I don't even have Pokes that are up to level 30 anyway, so I'm going to have to get back to training. In the meantime, Kate, one of the mods, came to my town and gave me some keys. She was trying to shower me with even more gifts, but like I said, I want to play fair, at least till I'm done with the video. Then, Sam gave me a tour of the community town, and yes, I have to admit, this server keeps impressing me. Not only are the players of the server really good with Pokemon, they're great at Minecraft, and they have some really sick builds. And I mean, they're just really, really nice people. Everyone here was super kind to me, and my viewers when they got here too. And yeah, of course, I totally get it. This video is sponsored by Pokelands, but I promise you, I didn't just take anybody who wanted to sponsor a video. I've been looking for a really good server to play with my community for years, and I finally feel like I've found a place to call home. You should really come and check out Pokelands, and definitely come and hang out with me on Twitch, and of course in-game. Also, we got the sus boy here, so you know their jokes are just as bad as mine. I do give some rare candy to my Abra, because he only has teleport right now. It's really frustrating to train him. And soon, I get myself a shiny Kadabra. I know that I should be working on getting my sweaty try-hard Pokemon team, but I'm the type of player who plays Pokemon for fun. I just love getting Pokemon from the old games, and this shiny Kadabra really reminds me of my first playthrough on Yellow. Yeah, I'm that old. Day 29, and we get our first egg from the daycare. This is so cool because my daycare has a Mudkip, and I'm really hoping that this egg gets me another one. But also, I do decide that I should probably take my Mudkip out of the daycare and level him, since we're going to need a water type for the Fire Gym. Mudkip will be perfect. Oh, and speaking of somebody who's perfect, Elliptic Reaper, aka Oatmeal, is one of my most loyal viewers and a really close friend of mine. When I saw that he joined the server, I admit, I peed a little. I quickly gave him trust and welcomed him to our town. Remember, if you want to join too, get into the Discord, let me know. I'd love to welcome you aboard. To end this perfect day, I battled some Pokes till my Mudkip evolved. Yeah, it's pretty dark. I don't know if you can see, I don't really have the best angle here, but you can kind of see his little face poking out of my butt right there. Anyway, I don't care how bad this looks. I'm too happy. I finally got myself a Marshtomp. Now, I'm pretty sure I know who I'm going to give all my rare candy to. After I told everyone in my Discord about Pokelands, people started to join a whole lot more, so I decided to turn this little house into our official community center. Now, if you join us, you can still use your starter house and have a Poke Healer and Ender Chest here in the center of our town. Next up, I see Moonlight Vibes, aka Aurora, another amazing human being, and the crew is really starting to come together now. By the end of the day, Aurora used her voter keys to get shinies and this legendary, so yeah, you guys are going to have to watch out for her. She's going to make the tournament a real challenge. Day 31, Spirit joined, and yeah, the town is really starting to take off. And I'm getting really excited for our next stream. Okay, but I don't want to get too distracted here. I need to keep training and getting ready to fight the gyms. So I figured, what's better than fighting all the Pokemon around the gym? Pretty soon, I catch myself a Drillbur. I also see this level 35 Clefairy, which shows me how strong my Marshop really is. On top of that, we managed to catch her. So, with that win, I convinced myself that I'm going to be able to handle these level 30 fire Pokemon. But then, Wild Ponyta does take us down a notch. I was able to beat him, but he fainted my best poke, so I think I'm still going to need a little more training. I decide I want to try to get more Shard Keys, and hopefully get the same luck as Aurora did. I win this race, and I keep grinding through the night. But I think it's time for a new strat here. I use all of my rare candy that I've been saving, and I power up my Marshomp into a Swampert. I'm gonna say, this is bringing back some real nostalgia here. Like, seeing the Swampert model is exactly what I pictured in my mind as a kid. This is so much fun. I was riding on a high, like literally riding, and I thought that this level 36 Swampert would run through the level 30 fire Pokemons easy. Time for our first gym battle. The first gym is 3 level 30 fire types, which is perfect because I have a Swampert, Poliwag, and a Shelter just in case. Rocky's first Pokemon was a shiny Charizard, and he threw into overdrive right away. And when I saw the damage he did to my Swampert, I actually screamed. This is not good. I thought I could use Swampert to wipe out the entire team. He couldn't even faint the first Pokemon. This isn't good. Yeah, I'm going to cut out the rest of the fight footage. Yeah, trust me, I got spanked. And no, not the good type of spank that Lopunny gives you. Please do not search Lopunny. I can't say this enough. Yeah, okay, I get it. I know, I suck. It's time for a new idea. I'm going to go for a totally different strategy. I'm going to over-level a team of water-type Pokemons, not just one. I start with my Poliwag, and I get myself a Poliwhirl. Also, that night, I decide to check out what's called Decoy Pokemon. I've heard that they give you super good loot, so I head out to the safari where they all spawn. And pretty soon, I see this massive thing. This is one of the really cool features that Pokelands has. Decoys are boss Pokemon, and they give you some really good top-tier endgame loot, like shards for your legendaries. But I already know that this could be a tough fight, and I just got my butt kicked at that gym. So instead, I just decide to spectate a fight instead. I guess I should also mention that you can spectate fights in Pixelmon as well. Ooh, a level 100 Pokemon is struggling? Yeah. I'm really glad I didn't take this fight. We're gonna need to do a whole lot more grinding before we can get here. GG though, Zest. Day 34, and I decide if I want to get to the point where I'm fighting decoys, I better start working on it right now. And the next night, I use a Water Stone to level my Poliwhirl into a Poliwrath. Then, I test out my skills on this Sharbury, and it's a close fight, but my Swampert takes him by himself. And he was level 50, so clearly the gym leaders are over-leveled and a lot tougher than they seem. On day 35, I decide to level up my Shelter a bit, but I decide that I've been a little mean / borderline abusive to my Psyduck, so I decide to power level her instead. Now, with my new powered up water team, I head to take the fight again. So I walk in like I'm a big deal, and dude, this is starting to get embarrassing. These gyms are supposed to be easy gyms too. Okay, so my Swampert gets wiped, and Poliwrath manages to take down the Ninetales. I mean, that's about it? Does that even count as progress? The next day, I head to the EV trainers, and I start to really go hard on trying to boost up the power of my water team. I stay here a whole day, getting the stats of my team up. I get my team looking pretty strong in the special attack area, because I want their water moves to be really strong. But the next day, I take it even farther. I use all of my rare candy that I've earned from voting and races, and I get Swampert mega powered up. I get him powered up till he learns Hydro Pump. This should be a game changer, especially against a fire team. But just to be extra sure, I'm going to use the rest of my rare candy to get him all the way up to level 79. Okay, now if this doesn't take the win, I don't even know. I mean, I'm a captain. Water-type Pokemons are kind of my thing, and I can't beat the first gym that's fire. But after just a few moves, I see that things are totally different this fight. My Overdrive Swampert is tanking hits really well, and I almost knocked Charizard out right away. I get Ninetales, and now I have a Pokemon advantage. Charizard is down to 1%, so I'm feeling pretty good. But just when I think I've got Charizard too, he uses Fly, so I can't finish him. This is tough. I don't want Swampert to take damage, so... Oh, this is kind of mean, but... Oh, I'm so sorry, Psyduck. Oh, no. What a noble sacrifice. We will write ballads about your fights here, what you did today, Psyduck. Okay, you know, probably not, but still, good job. Okay, so with one more Hydro Pump, we take the win, and the first gym is done. Nice. I gotta admit, I do feel pretty bad for this little Psyduck. Sorry. Okay, so now we got some rare candy from that fight, and it's time. No messing around with this one. We're leveling Swampy Boy up to 95. He earned it. Now that I've been away for a little while, I go back to check on my Poke Jobs. And hey, look at this. I got 5 rare candy. And nice, a little cash prize as well. The next night, I head out to sea, because in the ocean, at night, you can fight a ton of trainers. This is another little trick to help you power level your Pokemon and get ready for the tournament. Buy yourself an XP share and keep it in your inventory. Then, go out with a high-level Pokemon and fight through all of these trainers. You can quickly share a bunch of XP with all of your low-level Pokemon and make a little money doing it too. The next gym is a water gym. So we're going to get this Electabuzz that we caught earlier and get him ready to crush water types. Soon, we have Thunder Punch, and this is another big step towards a water gym win. Oh, and yeah, these 25 shards don't hurt either. Day 40, let's face it, we need to get our Swampert to level 100. It always feels good to have a full level 100 poke on your team. Then, day 41, I do some races, because I'm really hungry for some legendary shards. And I'm getting closer and closer. I know I should probably buy some crate keys, but I want to do the whole video without them first. And the next part is a big factor in getting that accomplished. This is another big exploit in Pokelands to power level your pokes. All around the spawn, there are a ton of NPCs that you can fight. The strategy basically goes like this. Try to rush a Pokemon to level 100, buy an XP share so that all of your Pokemon in your party get XP for a fight, and then go to these trainers that are really high level and fight them. And of course, if that doesn't work, you can always ask cool people like Sam for help. Sup, Sam? Now, if you go from where you first spawn directly to the left, you'll find this, the Warp Battle. Here, you can not only fight some really good NPCs, which will level up all the Pokemon in your party, you'll also get a ton of money. And more importantly, some of these trainers drop rare candy. Like, a lot of rare candy. Now the thing is, you can only fight these trainers at spawn every 24 hours in the real world. But you 100% should be doing this every single day. If you've watched this far into the video, then you deserve to know this little trick. It is a game changer. I get my Pikachu and Electabuzz power leveled quick tonight, and I give them all of the rare candy. But halfway through doing the Warp Battle, I see a raid going on. And once again, I'm feeling pretty hyped off of all the growth we've got here and how strong we've become, so I decide to jump in and help. But, well, let's just see how that worked out. Spoilers bad. The raid boss has a shield that can only be damaged by a certain move type. This Groudon can only be hurt by water moves till the shield is broken. And that's fine. I have water moves for days. It's kind of my specialty. But even though I have the perfect level 100 counter, a raid really needs a full team of level 100s. It's pretty endgame. And on top of that, it's kind of meant to be played with multiple players at once. You can't really solo raid. Sadly, I only have one other guy helping me out here, and while he's putting in a ton of damage, and while we fought all day, well, this one got away from us. GG, next time. I do head back to my town to see that it's growing, and Oatmeal built this little welcome center that kind of puts mine to shame. Thanks, Oatmeal. And also, Kate decides to stop by and join us too. Kate is another amazing mod on Pokelands, and she's really helpful. Speaking of Kate being helpful, she gifted me a Squirtle after I told her it's kind of my favorite Pokemon. And as much as I want to stay here and hang out with my viewers, help with the town, I'm kind of running out of time to finish all these gyms. I head back to the Warp Battle and keep grinding my levels. Seriously guys, I can't stress this enough. This place is where you will win your tournaments, I promise you. I keep fighting NPCs around spawn and keep ignoring the server chat because it's getting a little weird. On day 46, I use my votes to get a bunch of, well, nothing. But the good thing about vote keys is I get a bunch of them, so eventually I end up with some rare candy. So I'm happy. And now it's finally time to do right by my little Pikachu, and we power level her all the way up to 55. We head back to the sea and fight a ton of trainers throughout the night. Seriously, there's trainers every like 10 blocks. I feel like there's some kind of weird exploit going on here in the mod pack. And now, finally, we go to Warp EVs and we train up our entire electric team. And yes, I go straight for special attack. I'm a sucker for special attack, sue me. We spend all day getting our Pikachu and Electabuzz maxed out, and then we head to the water gym. Now this water gym does look pretty cool, I have to say. I keep finding myself really impressed by this server every step of the way. No wonder it's so popular. Now my strategy here is I'm hoping that my Electabuzz can get us a really strong head start here, because I have a Swampert. I don't know how... Oh, was that a one-shot? Okay, well, what about this shiny blaster? Oh, another one-shot? Wow. No way. That was almost too easy. Okay, well, I'm obviously really starting to understand how to get some strong pokes on this server. Speaking of getting strong pokes, I earned myself a Pyroar, which is good, because the next gym is a level 50 grass gym. I head back to spawn because I want to pull out my Magmar that I had caught earlier. Even better, turns out my Magmar was in the daycare and it's already level 30. I head to the Nether because, you know, I'm figuring where else are you going to find Pokemon than in HE double hockey sticks. I finally caught a Charcoal down here and try to decide if I want to use this Ponyta, but I do decide I actually want to try to use a Pokemon I've never played with before, so I end up choosing the Charcoal. Day 50, and now I run into a small problem. I need to get these pokes up to level 50, which is pretty tough. And I can no longer use my Ocean exploit because I have a pretty strong type disadvantage if I'm trying to train up a team of fire Pokemon. I do manage to find a Mesa biome though, which is cool because you can't normally warp to Mesa biomes. And you can sell gold for a ton of money to NPCs. Gold is actually as valuable as gold. But then I see the real prize. We get a level 85 Flareon. No way. Okay, this is going to be a tough catch though. Luckily, I get her down to 0.5% of health, and I have Dusk Balls, which are 4 times more powerful when you're catching Pokemon in the dark, which we are. All this luck comes together, and now we have ourselves a beast of a Pokemon to add to the team. On top of this, we get even more rewards, and Universal Shards, which are super good, because they let me get whatever legendary I want. And then, the best part so far, my little Squirtle evolves into Wartortle. Yeah guys, I know, this isn't going to make me any more powerful fighting a grass gym. But I don't care. I love this little guy. This is why I play. Day 52, and I head to the EV trainer and get my Lairdon fighting ready. I go for HP and all of the defenses to make this girl a real tank. So, with all this, I'm ready to roll onto the grass gym. We're going in with good old Swamp, our Magmar, and our newest addition, Flareon. Problem is, well, I might have some strong Pokemon here, but I actually have 2 type disadvantages. Venusaur wipes out Swampert and barely takes any damage back. This is not a good start. Luckily, we have our Magmar, and he gets us back into the fight and uses Flamethrower, which deals with Venusaur pretty quickly. Now it's 2v2. But even though Flamethrower hurts Tangrowth a lot, Earthquake one-shots poor Magmar. Now, Flareon is new and untested, and yeah, Earthquake is tough again, and we come up a little bit short in this fight. But worse than any of that, Pauline's catchphrase here is get grassed with like 5 S's? Come on, no, stop. Day 54, and we're gonna need some help. it's time to break open our /job rewards and see if we can get some rare candy or something to help us out. And we do get an uncommon crate key, but with my luck, we'll probably end up with like half a Pokeball. Feels worse than getting an apple for Halloween. Oh no, no way! Well, we get a random Pokemon, and that Pokemon is a Flareon. Flareon is sick and a great fire type. No more type disadvantage. Okay, and Pokeballs, and that seems more like my luck. Now I get it. Spirit gives me a little bit of help here too, and trades my Magmar so that it can evolve. And now I can watch as my Magmar becomes a Magmortar, while Spirit owns him. Uh-oh. I just realized I put a whole lot of faith in my viewers. This could be a huge mistake. I could get stuck with this level 11 little rat and... Oh, wow, Spirit actually traded back. What a nice guy. Day 55, and we have one more uncommon key, and I just love watching this little roulette thing. You can totally skip it, but nah. Okay, rare candy, perfect. Let's level Magmortar up just a little bit more. One more night of trading for Mag and Flareon, we should be ready. Okay, let's try this again. And this time, I better win, because I never want to see the words get grassed ever again. I still love my Swampert so much, but it's time to face facts. The type disadvantage is too strong. I call him back and send out my new buffed up Magmortar. First, we use Sunny Day, which will boost all of the effectiveness of our fire types. Then, we hit Overdrive and get Magmortar ready to do some real damage. Venusaur is crispy, and even though we take a big Earthquake hit, we still get rid of Tangle Growth too. But Leafeon comes out last and takes down our Magmortar. That means this is going to be a brother versus sister showdown as the two Eevee evolutions face off. Looks like my /jobs and my farmer life paid off, as the Flareon I won gets me the win, and we take the grass gym. And what's even better is as a reward, I get a Komodo, a strong, shiny dragon type. Perfect. I spend the night celebrating with my viewers and thanking Spirit for his help with that win. Also, thanks to Oatmeal for making the center again. It's really helped us out. And then, while I'm in the shop, I see in my chat, I have a new fan. Welcome to the crew, basketballin'. Oh, and Spirit, for real, dude, go to bed. Day 57, and I add a few machines to our little welcome center. And I use my shards to get an Aggron. Ooh, let's check this girl out. This should help us out for the next gym, which is electric. Then, Oatmeal came by to say hi, which is always nice. Then I had to log off IRL. Alright, back at the spawn on day 58, I get my vote keys and see if I can get some better luck than I have in the past. And we get some lunch money. Oh, boo. And then we get a random Pokemon. Cool, right? Nope. Just a pig. Yeah, I got a pig as a random Pokemon. End up getting some rare candy and the big thing here, these universal shards. These universal shards are actually really important. They're going to be really helpful in getting our legendary. I spend that night trying to figure out what team I'm going to try to level. I can't really rely on Swampert here because we have another type disadvantage, so I need 3 good rock types. Aggron is steel, but that should still be good. Geodude should be perfect. I also decide I want to try out our new Pokemon that I've never used before, so I get out the charcoal. Day 58, and it's time to hit up the warp battle again. And I'm telling you guys, I can't stress enough, this is the real secret of this server. If you can't afford to buy any keys, this is one of the best ways to get leveled up really fast. And you really need to do this every 24 hours. It helps me get my Geodude up to a Graveler, and only a few minutes later, it helps me get my Charcoal into a Colossus. And of course, it gives me a ton of rare candy too. On day 60, I see... okay. This electric gym is level 60. We still might have some preparing to do then. I give some rare candy to my Flareon, so now we have 2 Aggrons that are super high level. Later, while I'm out training, I see that my friends are fighting a raid boss, so I decide to join in. The shield of this Sharpness 10 Kabutops is grass, but someone else has already broken it, so I should be able to help out. Remember, these raid bosses are Pokeland exclusives, and they help you get items that can help you power up even your legendaries. They're also a lot of fun because they add an endgame to Pixelmon which single player and a lot of other servers just kinda lack. I'm definitely not the MVP of this fight, and I go back to my PC. I'm tempted to use the Zapdos, but I remember I promised I wouldn't use my YouTuber perks. So I just accept my role as the grunt in this fight. That's me, by the way, X Evans. I changed my name because I am really trying not to get recognized. I really want to play fair, but people still figured it out. We did it. We beat the raid boss, and I wasn't even the worst fighter in this one. I get 2 raid tokens. I can't believe that the goal I've set for myself is to not come in last place, but hey, a W is a W. But I do need to give credit where it's due. Aurora was the real clutch in this win, so thank you. With these raid tokens, you're going to be able to buy a bunch of really cool stuff, like tons of money, daycare gems, universal shards, and even master balls. Oh, and also this raid happened. Yeah, this server knows how to troll, so you gotta respect that. On the night of day 62, I should probably also point this out. You don't need to have a friend that you can trust to trade with if you want to evolve some of your Pokemon. You can just use /TradeSim like I am here. That last time when I traded with Spirit, I kinda just wanted an excuse to hang out with my viewers for a bit. Speaking of hanging out with my viewers, remember, you can all join my Discord and see all the links you need to come and play with me. And you better hurry too, because the town is quickly growing. Oh, and of course, you've got to sign up on Discord to enter the tournament, and we all know that's the real reason you're here. Speaking of tourneys, it's time to get strong, and I'm training up my new Golem with EVs. I'm getting HP and defense, and I want to make this girl a tank. Now, it's time for round 2. This time, we're going with Golem, Swampert, and Aggron. And if I'm being honest here, guys, I'm really hoping that I don't need to use Swampert, but I have them here just in case. I still think it's better than going with 2 Aggrons. Golem starts off strong, and as I go into overdrive, we take out a Pokemon and we get an advantage, as we feint the Luxray. But the Electros has some moves that are super effective against Rock. And what's worse, that same move, Mega Drain, is super effective against water types too. Aggron turns out to be the best fight, but it still isn't enough. And with that loss, we kind of find ourselves in a tough spot here. And I make the decision that I'm going to go double Aggron after all, and I start to train them both up with EVs. Then I spend a whole day fighting these ocean trainers. Again, I'm telling you guys, this is a great way to grind levels and get some money every single night. In fact, I'm getting so much money that on day 67, I check out my Polka Jobs, and I get a money back. And with this, finally, we get ready to use Pokelands /GTS. The global trade system in this server is a player-run economy. It's an auction house, essentially. It's a great way to make a ton of money and get some really good Pokemon really fast. So, I use it to get my very first legendary Pokemon, Articuno. Now, just like when I picked Pikachu in the very beginning of the game, I'm not getting the strongest Pokemon ever, but I've always loved Articuno. It's my favorite of the legendary birds. And now, we have Flight. I don't even need to cheat and use my Zapdos. I can get my legendary birds all on my own. I spend day 68 using a little bit more money to buy a TR from the server shop, Ice Beam. Then day 69 is spent training up my Articuno with special attack and speed to make them a glass cannon. Fitting, I think. And that night we meet up with Fab is Cool, aka Dude Horrible, who clearly, judging by his skin, just bought Java so he could play Pixelmon with me. And you know what? I respect that. I finished the night by using Pokebuilder tokens to get Articuno to level 100. This is just one of the really good perks you can get by using Pokebuilder tokens. On day 70, we finally finish up with all the EV training. But I really need to hurry. We have 5 gyms left to finish and only 30 days left to finish them on. I decide it's time to try out my new legendary and see how strong they are. Articuno does put up a good fight, but sadly, my childhood is forever ruined. Because this Pokemon is really more of a collector's trophy than a battling Pokemon. At least when it comes to this gym. I decide I'm going to change up my strategy. Trying to make a counter-type team for each gym, it's going to take too long. Instead, I'm going to try to level up a strong, well-rounded team that I can use for every gym fight, starting with my dragon type, Kommo-o. I head to the warp battle and I use all the rare candy I get here to get Kommo-o up to level 72. Then I use my Pokebuilder tokens to get him all the way up to level 100. I don't recommend doing this, by the way. You should probably use your Pokebuilder tokens to level up IVs if you want to make them really good battle Pokemon. Then, of course, you should also level up your EVs here for free, like I am. Okay, now, if we lose this time, I'm just straight up going to uninstall. Let's go. Golem, Kommo-o, and Aggron. Please this time. Okay, ooh. Golem here is hurting. Oh man, I thought for electric gyms, a rock type would be good, but wow. We got wiped out before we even got an attack in. This is not a great start. But dragon type moves have always been a hard hitter. So let's see if we can't even things up. Okay, we start with a good win against Luxray. Nice. And we even get a close combat hit in that takes down the Magazone. And another close combat hurts this annoying Electros a little bit. Sadly, Kommo-o can't finish the fight, but that's okay. He's put us in a really great spot. Aggron comes in to finish this. And sure enough, the third time's the charm, we finally get the win. But it might have taken too long. On day 74, I'm running out of time. That gym was a huge pain, and I'm hoping I can get through the next one quicker. Fighting. Luckily, fighting's weakness is other fighting moves, and we do have a few of those. Kommo-o and Lucario start off with a crazy fight as we both go into overdrive. But I just barely managed to come out on top. Then Golem is a bit weak in this kind of fight, so I really need to get lucky here. And I do, because Jerry actually messes this fight up. He sends out his second Pokemon, then pulls him back in to send out the Rub. And I'm able to grind him down with Earthquake, and I tank a lot of his damage. Now it's just up to Swampert. I take a hard low kick right away, and it's not looking good. But I get lucky again, because our Hydro Pump crits. In one shot, we managed to take the win, and it was close. Now that definitely feels good, and I'm glad we won. But we got lucky in that fight a lot. The next one might not be so good. I'm going to need to figure out a new strategy for the last 3 gyms. But while I'm trying to figure out something, I spent a few days making a build that is a bit better than just a small riverboat. And while I'm working on this big pirate ship, it only seems fitting to thank the crew. I've almost been doing YouTube for a full year now, and it's been the happiest time in my life. And it's all thanks to you. I've been really lucky to find an audience who loves to watch what I love to make. I'm glad to have my Twitch family with me on this journey too, and if I could be completely honest with you, I'm really glad that we're getting sponsors that can help us out too. When Pokelands said they would help pay for this video, I knew what that really meant was I'd finally be able to give back to my most loyal viewers. That's why I'm holding this tournament, so you guys can all get some real rewards for being part of the crew. And I mean this, I'm just glad to have a public server where we can all come and play together. I love doing my 100-day videos, sure, and playing single player, it's always going to be a part of my YouTube channel, but it's time to get to hang out with all of you. And now, I don't need to rely on Twitch subs or my Patreons to support me. I can give back to those who helped me get to where I am today. And I really hope to continue to be able to give back as we grow too. And if you feel the same, make sure to support the Pokelands server and staff. I'm serious. If you're thinking about donating, subbing, or joining my Patreon, stop. I don't need that. Give all of that love to the Pokelands team. They're the reason that we can do this today. And never forget that you're the reason I keep making these videos. So thank you so much. Okay, all right, that was too much love. Time for something a bit more toxic. This next gym is Poison, and we're going to try to go with the OP team strategy. So, I'm sticking with Kommo-o, Golem, and Swampert for this next one again. In fact, I'm actually going to be a Pokemon short in this fight. That's how sure I am of Kommo-o, and also I didn't know that this gym was 4 Pokemon, so I kind of messed this up. But I'm gonna play it off like I'm a Giga Chad, and I only need 3 Pokemon. And at first, seems like I might kind of be right. Como burns through Muck with barely any trouble. But Crobat's Psychic Zen Headbutt is Dragon type's only weakness. Now, it's time for Swampert to prove that he still belongs. Once again, Hydro Pump is doing some work, and it gets rid of Weezing right away. But we still need to deal with that Crobat. And Swampert takes a really big hit, but Swampert takes him down really quickly too. And I'm feeling pretty good. But Momo sends out Naganadel, and I have no idea what this Pokemon does. I take a stab in the dark and use Earthquake, and I get super lucky. It one-shots him, and we get another gym win. Only 2 gyms to go. I took a day to get my PvP gear on because it's that time. I'm gonna head to a Pokelands exclusive. One of the coolest things about this server that no other Pixelmon server has, the Dark Safari. Once you head outside of these portals, PvP is enabled, and I gotta say, this place is really scary. You can farm mobs here, and you can sell their loot for some big money. Assuming you're not super terrified of PvP like I am. But I'm managing to kill some mobs, and I'm grinding some money really fast. I'm hoping that I can use this to get a new legendary. The big draw of the Dark Safari is the crates, which has the best loot in Pokelands. And when one spawns, I find out 2 things. 1, the Dark Safari might seem quiet, but when a crate falls, things get wild, and I'm immediately attacked right away. The second thing I learned is that I'm not ready for PvP in Java. I only PvP on Bedrock with all of my Twitch viewers, and yeah, I don't need to tell you that Java is not like Bedrock. I would have run, but he has a bow. I'm not going to be able to get away. Plus, the lag right there, that didn't really help either. Look boys, I'll admit it, I'm a lover, not a fighter. And I think we all knew that. But I better get to practicing, because the new Dark Safari is going to be launching just at the same time that this video comes out. This is a preview of the new Dark Safari. It's going to be a high-risk, high-reward area. You're going to be able to farm mobs and regenerating ores to get dark points, which you can spend at the Dark Shop. And try to fight over crates, which gives some of the best loot in Pokelands. But you need to be careful, because you could always be attacked by another player. This place is not for the faint of heart. But if you think you can handle the Dark Safari and prove your PvP skills, make sure to join the Discord, because to celebrate the launch of the new Dark Safari, we're going to be holding PvP Battle Royales. You'll be able to win a ton of Pokedollars, legendary Pokemon, and even some Pokeland Shop gift cards. Oh, and you're going to get the glory of being a PvP god in my live stream, and let's be honest, that's the real reward. As for me, I think I'm just going to stick to hanging out with my Pokemon. And that means I'm going to spend today leveling up my new Norviern that I got from that poison gym. And then it's another day spent at the Warp EVS, and soon we're at 100%. Now we're headed to the normal type gym, the second to last. And I'm going to use my dragon types, but I'm going to be honest here, I have no idea what to expect. Soon, I find out. Even though normal types don't have any really big damage, they're really good at being defensive and healing. Every time I do a big chunk of damage to Blissey or Porygon, they keep healing, and slowly my team is just getting worn down. Get that rolled? Oh, come on, these catchphrases. No, stop. So now, these gyms are getting much, much tougher. I'm gonna need to retweak some of my moves. At spawn, there's some move tutors who can help you relearn old Pokemon moves. Changing these is free and reversible, so it's no big deal. However, you can also learn new moves here, and they sometimes cost some weird things like 5 crystals for Focus Punch on Golem, but that's not too bad. Day 90, and I need to win this fight because I'm really running out of time. The fight starts with Blissey using Max Guard against all my moves, but now that I have all my pokes with fighting moves, that doesn't really help her out too much. Soon, my focus punches start to get through, and we're making some real progress here. Polygon comes out, and this is where we really struggled last time. I decide to get Golem into overdrive and start to slam Max Knuckle, trying to rush him down. Golem eventually does go down, but takes 2 of our strongest enemies with him. Now, Swampert gets his chance to shine. His new move, Hammer Arms, is slicing through the next 2 Pokemon. And then, we have Kommo-o to keep the power train going. However, the next opponent is Ditto, and it turns all of this power against me, as he takes us down in just 1 hit. Okay, this is not good. Dragon moves could be a big problem, but my Steel-type Aggron should be able to tank some of the damage. I use Aggron's fighting move, Superpower, and it takes some work, but we take the threat down too. 1 gym left. I've definitely learned a lot about training up my Pokemon, but I still don't really have a good legendary for this last fight. So I head to the Safari. This place should help us out. Decoy Pokemon spawn out here, and these boss fights help you get your legendaries. I get lucky, and I find a Mewtwo, one of my all-time favorite legendaries. But I'm a split second too late, and someone else starts the fight before me. But I'm not done. I'm way far away from the spawn in this Mushroom Island when a Decoy Regirock spawns right on me. There's no one else close but me. I got this. Luckily, he's a rock type, and Swampert is ready to deal some pain. I put him into overdrive, and I start to use my Max Geyser. And I still need to put up quite a fight, eventually using Hydro Pump. It takes all day, but I get the win, and I get a ton of legendary shards. Perfect. I stay in the Safari and continue to get all kinds of shards. Eventually, I find another Decoy, Registeel. This time, I have to send in Noivern. However, I quickly change my mind. If I've learned anything in the last 100 days, it's that you should trust your most loyal Pokemon. I even find a Moltres back at the Safari spawn, and I use my Zapdos, because I think that's pretty fitting. Finally, I have enough shards, and I get my legendary. Yes, it's Uxie. I know, this isn't some huge beast or crazy fighter. But honestly, I couldn't ask for anything else. I play Pixelmon for fun, not to be a sweaty tryhard. Besides, I know I'm going to be playing on Pokelands for way more than 100 days. I'll have plenty of time to get all the legendaries. I spend the last few days training up my team, getting EVs and IVs, and making the perfect team. Now, on day 100, we're going for the final gym battle. I've learned a lot about powering up my Pokemon and got their moves and stats all set up perfectly. I know I can take this win. I'm using Earthquake because it's super effective against rock types, and my Golem is tanky enough to be able to last through a few of the first Pokemon. Even though this Regirock is putting up a good fight, my Overdrive Max Quake takes him down. Tyranitar finally does manage to stop Golem though, but we now have a 2 Pokemon advantage, pretty much. I send out Swampert because I know to trust in the loyal ones. Sure enough, I take down Tyranitar in just a few hits. Next, this spicy jellyfish could be a problem for Swampert, so I switch out to Kommo-o. Nihilego is a hard fight, and Kommo-o can't quite get them, but I've still got Aggron. We just barely managed to stay in the fight and get rid of this jelly, and we didn't even have to pee on ourselves. Next, we face Rampardos, and we were smart to save up Swampert for this. A crit with Hydro Pump is super effective, and it's a one-shot. Next, we're so close now. Terrakion is the next Pokemon. He gets the first hit, and he feints Swampert. You did good, bud. Now, Poliwrath is up. He takes a hard hit, but he stays up, and he returns with another crit with Dynamic Punch, and again, it's a one-shot. Now, we just need to deal with this weakened Shuckle, but we can't underestimate this fight just yet. Noivern needs to be careful. But we managed to get the first hit, and Dragon Pulse wins the last gym. And there it is. We did it. We've become a Pokemon Master.